everyone. Claudia and I wanted to put together a little video to help you out with preparation for Parents Week. Now, a couple of you have already experienced a few days of Parents Week, and we're really pleased to say that you've been rocking it, and we are thrilled with the little tidbits that we've been seeing as we've been popping in and out of the classes. So watching a few of you in class sparked a conversation between Claudia and I, and we think it's really important to go through a few points because we all could use a reminder every now and then, and our conversation even sparked a few things that I needed to be reminded of for Parents Week. So number one, when you are inviting the parents into the class for Parents Week, welcome them. Welcome them into your space. I know that it's kind of awkward for you sometimes to have an audience, but know that it is a performance, and we want to welcome them to our environment and to our studio and make them feel relaxed and comfortable. Sometimes the dads don't spend a lot of time at the studio, and it feels awkward for them to come in and watch other little girls in their bodysuits and things like that. And so we want to try and put everyone at ease and welcome them to our space and make them feel super comfortable and at home. Also, don't forget to introduce yourself. Not everybody knows who you are. So remember your name, maybe even let them know how long you've been teaching at Center Stage, or if you trained at Center Stage, that would be great information to share as well. Number two. Claudia and I have found over the years a little trick to let the parents know what's going to be happening during the day, is to actually kind of chat with the kids loud enough that the parents can hear and say, all right, dancers, so this is an opportunity for you to shine. The parents aren't here to watch me teach. They're here to see what you can do. So let's put on our brightest smiles and our best behavior and our listening ears and show off everything that we can do for our mums and dads today. That just gives the kids an idea of what's expected of them, and it also, even though you're not talking directly to the parents, you're educating them a little bit about what they can expect to see in class that day as well. So Parents Week is a special day, and it's an opportunity for the parents to have an idea of what goes on in the classroom. However, we want to edit our classroom operations a little bit. I know for our industry and what we have to do to get the kids to be able to, do their full apps on time with the music and execute them correctly, or any step for that matter. We often have to do things one at a time, and sometimes even without music, and that's okay on a weekly basis, but that's not the sort of thing that we want to demonstrate on Parents' Day. We want to create a class that is fun and upbeat and exciting, and that would make them want to get out of their seats and come and join us as well. So you want to try and avoid the long lineups, waiting in line. It's especially hard in acro, but try your best to get the kids moving as fast as possible. And where you would typically do something one at a time, do 2 or 3 at a time going down the floor. The more you can get them moving, and the more energy they are showing in class, the more exciting it is to watch. Put yourself in the parents' shoes. Do you want to see your kid waiting around? They've come to watch their own child. They haven't come to watch each of the other kids take their turns one at a time. They want to see their kid taking as many turns and having as many opportunities as possible. So structure your class in a way that allows that to happen. So use your Parents Week as an opportunity to educate the parents. I oftentimes will pass around the syllabus so the parents can see what their children are going to be learning for the year and what's expected of them. We have a graduated syllabus system for the ballet, jazz, tap, and acro, and so that's something that's really, really great to educate them with and let them know that we're not just repeating the same steps. Or if we are, take a skip for instance, what's expected from a 7-year-old doing a skip is totally different than what is expected from a 4 and a 5-year-old doing a skip. Just like a plie. A plie is a plie. Once you learn how to do that, you're going to be doing a plie for the rest of your life as a dancer. But what is expected throughout the years totally shifts and is more demanding as the dancer grows. So if we educate the parents with that, that will really help your credibility and also the credibility of what we are offering as a studio. In addition, acro circuits, for instance, let them know what each station is working on. I do a circuit for my warm-up this year, and I let the parents know what skill this is going to help or what muscle group they're going to be developing, and it really engages the parents and kind of gets them interested in the class as well. So don't be afraid to talk directly to the parents or take a moment to say, dancers, I'm just going to let your parents know why we're working on this, and so they have more of an idea of what we're doing and they respect that. All right, so this is a fun pointer to keep in mind, is to engage your audience. No matter what level I am teaching in the recreational department, especially, even if it's the teenagers, I get the parents involved in some way. So they are clapping to the beat, or they are applauding a performance at the end, or we take a moment to teach them a skill. In the JKSK classes or the younger classes, doesn't have to be that young, but have the parents crab walk. Crab walk is stinking hard. You forget how difficult that is as you get older, and they will definitely feel their muscles engaging and understand the importance of that movement and exercise. In hip hop, teach them, have the parents learn a dance move, the whip, the nae, add a jab at the end of a performance, and have all the parents, even if you don't get them standing up, they can be the tail end of the performance by dabbing themselves. I love with the younger classes having the parents skip and gallop and take turns with each other. It's great memories. They have fun filming it, and the kids just think they get a kick out of it. They think it's a blast seeing their parents do the chicken dance or their dad's skipping like a princess. All right, so don't be afraid to engage your parents in every single class. Another thing that really jazzes parents up is seeing their child have fun and giggle. And so often kids get really shy and embarrassed in front of their parents, but if you can have some really kind of silly, funny moments where the kids break out into laughter and giggles, that would be great. So for instance, I like to do things across the floor in pairs, and I even do this with teenagers, and it's ridiculous and they think it's so funny, but that's okay because it's important not to take yourself seriously. But what I do is I have them partner up going across the floor, and at the end they can give themselves, typically I get them to give them a high five, but for Parents Week I get them to do butt wiggles against each other, so bum to bum, or we do belly button kisses, belly button bumps, or just something fun that even when they hold hands and then they twirl around each other, and a lot of the times they get all tangled up, and it's so funny to watch, and the parents are laughing and the kids are laughing, and if the parents are seeing that their kids are having a good time, then they are satisfied and happy with that as well. So don't forget those silly, awkward moments because they are memorable. Another thing to keep in mind is praise. We all appreciate being praised, especially publicly, and so don't forget to talk about how proud you are of the dancer's progress. You may not have the most talented kids in class, but if they work hard, or if they've got great attendance, or if something that you've been working on from the beginning of the year has improved, even if they're small things, you want to celebrate milestones and you want to celebrate effort and praise those kids in front of their parents. You'll see the kids light up, maybe even be a little bit shy, but the parents are going to be beaming with pride. So don't forget to talk directly to the parents and praise the kids in front of them. Another thing to keep in mind where you can have a conversation with the parents is to remind them to download our Center Stage app. We will be starting recital choreography in January, and so it'll be great for them to have their music and the kids can practice at home. Plus, they can keep in contact with a lot of other information and keep track of their accounts and balances as well through their app. So remind them about that. Don't forget to smile a lot. When we are into our class and we're thinking about a million things at once, we often can have what I refer to as resting bitch face or super focused teacher face. And so it's really important that you are smiling a lot while you're waiting and not counting or giving corrections or instructions. Make sure that you are posed at the ready with a smile on your face. It makes you look more approachable and more friendly, and parents want kids to be working with role models who are loving, kind, and compassionate. It's the number one thing that we always hear about. Use music for everything. If you're not going to use music, then pull out the tambourines and the noisemakers and have the parents keep a beat. But you want to keep that energy in the class up. So if you are demonstrating something one at a time, which I referred to earlier as probably not the best idea for Parents Week, always use music. I even use music during acro as a background, just really softly in the background, but it creates atmosphere and it creates a sense of energy in the room. When I did my theme classes, even my background music was along the lines of the theme of the class. And so some people won't notice those details, but if anybody is detail oriented, they would pick that up and would be super impressed. I know I would be, that's for sure. So use music, keep it fun, use the props, use the colors, go for it, and then tell the parents why we're doing that along the way. Lastly, you guys are the hosts of Parents Week. They believe that you're here every day, all the time, and so you are hosting Parents Week. And so invite them to enjoy some coffee and some snacks outside, and that you're free for any quick questions if they have any. Also, don't be afraid to take a class picture at the end as well. That's nice for a keepsake. All right, so be the hostess with the mostess, and have a great rest of your Parents Week, guys. Good luck.